everybody. Welcome to another episode of Bonus Sesh. But this one we have another name for. What did we name it? Boy Sesh. Boy Sesh? I think that was a name. That's April, everybody.
Hello.
We are going Casey-less on this Bonus Sesh episode because we actually scooted her to the side because we have a very special co-host for this one. We thought if we were doing Boy Sesh, we should talk to an actual boy. So here we're going to have co-hosting with me, not only April, who's going to be here and chime in, but also my husband, Matt Besser.
Oh.
Thanks, everybody. I'm a little nervous.
Really? Why?
I haven't thought about all these things that people are going to ask us about in a very long time, probably. But I am a know-it-all, so I'll have an opinion.
Yeah, you have a lot of opinions. I mean, there are things that I don't ask you that you give me opinions on all the time.
Oh, you actually hear that? It never seems like you're listening.
Just because I'm not looking at you and I'm saying, be quiet, doesn't mean that I'm not listening.
All right. Bring on the questions.
Well, before we have questions, people might want to know how we met.
Yeah, how have you
It's
met?
none of our fucking business. Are you kidding me?
What?
It is our business.
All right. Times Square used to be a place that there were a lot of hookers that would hang out.
No, be honest. How we met. Matt ran a little group known as the Upright Citizens Brigade. You may have heard of them. They now have theaters on both coasts. And he was at the time teaching improv, and I was in his class, and he was directing some shows. And we were both in other relationships at the time, and we both got out of our relationships around the same time. And
Conspicuous.
but no, it had nothing. I mean, I don't think so. But then one day Matt left a message on my answering machine.
Oh, ancient.
Yeah, this is how long ago it was, guys, when we all had answering machines.
How
and
did
no
you
one
find
Are
had-
you
each
still
other?
in my class at that point?
Yes, I was in your class.
Uh-oh. You see, I'm going to get sued now by you.
By me. I think I'll let you have this one pass. But you left a message on my answering machine. You were like, I just want to know if you're like available Saturday night. Are you around? Are you free? Give me a call back. And I was out of town at the time, and I was like, and my roommate gave me the message at the time, and I was like, does he want me to do Ask Cat monologues? Because there's this show that the UCB does, which is called Ask Cat, and it's been renowned even
But we did that
back
on
then.
Sunday.
But at the time, I was just like, maybe he wants me to do Ask Cat monologues, because I think I'd done them once before. And then my roommate was like, no, I think he's asking you out. And I was like, really?
And when you
and
felt that, did you
honestly,
were you excited to hear that?
Either one I was
vibe?
excited for.
Okay, yeah. You're like, yes.
Either one I would have said yes to. And so I called him back, and I think we played phone tag for a while. And then I think we were finally in each other's presence again. And then we were at a bar one night, Old Town Bar in like downtown Manhattan. Mm-hmm. And you then asked me if I wanted to go out.
I'm a sly dog.
You were. And I'll never forget, he left me the cutest message on the phone, on my answering service. That's how long ago this was. You had an answering service, like, just this amorphous kind of like there wasn't attached to a phone or anything. You would like call it on a payphone.
I don't understand.
I know, you're a millennial. You don't know a time before cell phones. This is right before everyone had a cell phone. People had them, but it felt like a real big expense. And you left one saying like, hey, I've never asked a girl out in New York City before, or I've never gone on a date in New York City before. So I don't know
that
if
was true.
Yeah, because you had just gotten out of a relationship. And so you said, and
So
last
I'm used
time
to picking up my date in cars.
Yes. And then you're like, I've never had a car. So I don't know, do I rent a car? And I thought that
how
was so
clever of me.
cute. I thought that was really cute.
Oh, God, I'm so cute.
Yeah. So that
Gotta
is how.
have a cute opening line, folks.
Yeah. So that's how we met. Or that's not how we met. We knew each other, but that's how we started dating. And we've been together. We've been married almost 10 years.
Been together ever since.
Yeah.
Did you guys kiss on the first date?
I think so. I believe we did. I don't think it was
we did.
I don't think it was like a massive kiss. I think it was like a peck in front of City Crab where I worked at the time. Because it was a day date. It was a day date. Because I had to waitress. I was waitressing a lot at night.
That is confusing, a day date.
We went to like a park and Matt ate ribs on our first date. which is a bold choice.
Wow.
Bold.
What
I was
a gorgeous
shocked
thing
by
to
it.
watch.
No, I was shocked by it. I was like, what is happening? Does
Were
he
you a
not
little
like me?
turned on because you're like, he's
I-
really showing himself?
I thought like this guy has confidence, and I was attracted to that.
Ma'am, I agree with you, but why do you say that?
Because why I say that's bold and like
Yeah.
because it is like eating anything with your hands. I think in general on a first date
So
is
also
not.
you don't want shrimp on the first
Yeah,
date?
like
And if
picking.
it's sushi, you better be able to work those chopsticks.
Yeah, and not only do you have to eat ribs with one hand, you have to use both hands,
Yeah, there's a lot
and
of
then
sauce.
it's just
Messy.
sauce on your cheeks.
A lot of sauce.
And I love sauce.
So it was a bold move, but we got past that, and here we are.
Honestly, I didn't even consider it till I got there. But I wish it had been like a choice, like a power move, like she's going to watch me eat ribs. Then I'll see if she really likes me.
So now, what do you think? Because this is called Boy Sesh because people have relationship issues and problems, and we have been together a very long time. So I think we know a little something about something.
All right, let's
We've
hear
kept
these
it going.
problems and issues.
So before we even get to them, what do you
Okay.
think is the magic that has kept us together all this time?
I think having sex every night. I think that's gets the tension out of the day, and
Aw, sweet.
I think that's the key.
Is that the key?
Oh my
I'm
God,
blushing.
you're so red right now.
You guys, if you could see what I'm looking at, it's very adorable.
Very
They're
uncomfortable.
sitting on the other side of the room from me, and it's very cute.
I'm curled up in a ball of shame.
She was pulling her overalls over her head.
I think it's about listening. And
Shut
really,
up.
Matt, do you find Danielle attractive in these overalls?
Yeah, what do you think of me in an overall? I think that's
a good answer.
I don't know. I think I've commented on those overalls before, actually.
Did
haven't
you?
I?
No, I don't think so. What did you say?
Too hard to get to that
To what?
bod.
Too hard to get to the bod, April said.
Well, you could just if you wore just the overalls. What about that?
Oh.
Yeah, but I can't like wear that out and about on the streets.
Well, what do I care what you wear out and about? What's that to do with me?
It's been this. All right, so
So what else? What would you say? Sex, yes, has kept your marriage such a success for all these years.
Successful.
But also, I would know a success in LA doing what you guys do is even more of a success story because it seems people fall away at the seams in this business, and since you both are in the business, that's even tougher on relationships. So what would you say another?
Wait, I don't follow you on that. You're saying people who are both in the biz, it's tougher on them?
yes.
Yeah, like marriages out here in LA seem to be less important to people.
Oh, interesting.
Well, you see on
Well, there's
like
a bunch
everyone.
of phonies out here.
Yeah,
so.
you're right.
yeah.
And I think it's because people get stressed and they get so worked up of like, or competitive even.
When I read about people like getting divorced, it does seem like it's always the phonies. It does seem like it's always the people who are like beautiful and really famous and work together on one movie, and so that never surprises me. I don't feel like of my friends there's so much of that, so I don't know. Like, I guess it's always hard if you're in the same business as someone. Doesn't have to be Hollywood, where they might be doing better than you and you're having a hard time. I guess that could get frustrating naturally, but I don't know. I think some people get jealous, and I don't think we've ever been that way.
No, we both are like, bring in the money.
Yeah.
However you can. Who cares? I don't care. Get successful so I can quit. Get successful so I can rest.
Yeah. That's great.
Let's take some questions. We had tweeted out like, hey, do you guys have any relationship questions? And we were going to take some questions from our listeners who are...
Is this love, relationship, sex?
It's a little bit of
big
everything.
umbrella.
I have one here.
Okay, great.
What is a good way to deal when your partner gives all his attention to screen time, video, game, texting, etc., and doesn't understand when you asked him to pay attention when you're talking? He claims he can't exit out of said game in the middle.
And who is this from?
This is from at Summit's tweets.
Game. How about Real Housewives they can't exit from?
That is true. That's more important.
Video game.
A football fan, so I imagine there are times.
Let's see.
And basketball.
Unless it's like the last 5 minutes of a game, I'm not like screaming at you that we can't talk right then, am I? You can throw anything on
sometimes
pause.
I'm on my screens a lot sometimes.
You're definitely on your screens a lot.
Like,
More than me.
yeah, I think so.
So what's the problem? They can't extricate, so it's causing an issue between
Yeah,
these
like
people?
she'll or he'll tell their boyfriend or girlfriend, like, hey, I'm here and you're on your screens and I'm finding it to be offensive that I'm right here and you'd still rather be with your screen.
I try sarcasm.
Is that going to be your answer for everything today?
I try snarky remarks in the background. And I assume if she's so involved with her screen, she won't hear me. And if the snark becomes so powerful that she has to look up from her screen, then I've succeeded and now we're connecting.
But what about, like, I guess for me, I would, if you are having a heart to heart with that person and you were saying, like, hey, this really hurts me, they are probably addicted. Like, these are addictive. They give little shots of dopamine every time you get a like or whatever. So the person is probably addicted and they need to maybe, actually give themselves type of, like, I can only look this many times a day or something like this, just to wean themselves off. Or I think really communicate that, like, you can look at your screen, but I need this hour.
Yeah.
I want your full attention.
Yeah, it might be a more millennial, like, people who are, like, so involved in Twitter and Instagram and all of that. I think it's more probably a phone screen.
Well, like we were at Big Boy the other night.
Bob's Big Boy, guys. Don't be jealous.
Big Boy, where there's always a bunch of people waiting to eat there, and they have these seats where you wait. And I looked over there, and I just noticed this whole family sitting and waiting, and every one of them was on their phone, and it seemed so sad. Like, I looked at them like, even 5 years ago, I feel like they wouldn't have been on their phone as much. And they'd all be out to dinner talking as a family in that moment instead of being disassociated. And I've also noticed people in green rooms, performers, some who have a lot of popularity, so their Twitter's probably always blowing up constantly, and they can't even make eye contact sometime when you're back there. And they're often sometimes the same people who don't have love, now I'm thinking about it, or a love life or kind of stability in that part of their life. And it's like, get out of your phone.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Another question to me and Casey, but how did you and Danielle snag such great husbands? They seem kind, funny, supportive, and true partners, very different from some of the spouses, partners we see on Pump Rules and Housewives.
Amen to that. Well, I say all the time when I'm watching, I'm like, I don't even recognize these men. Like, I can't fathom their give or their take, like, their positives or I can't imagine them taking the shit they take, and I can't imagine women putting up with them and their personalities when I see them.
I think a lot of it, I mean, I met you when I was younger, definitely, but I think it had helped that you had been in some long-term relationships before.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's true, because I didn't really know how to be in a relationship, and Matt is a great deal older than me. He's considerably older. Kidding.
You guys, it's very cute.
But it had helped me personally to be with someone who was a little bit older and a little more mature than I was, because you had been through some stuff. So stuff that I would normally freak out about, I think you didn't have that same sort of way of being as someone my age. You know what I mean? Like any jealousies I had or something, you just sort of calmed me about them. You were just kind of like mature. Like you were still friends with your ex-girlfriend, but it was a very mature relationship and both of you were very mature. So I didn't have to feel like jealous when you were with that person. You know what I mean? Like there was a maturity going on there that normally I would have been so jealous that you were like still talking to your ex-girlfriend or still like, but I think because you guys...
Wait a minute, what's the question here? How do you snag a great person? Was it generally?
I think finding someone who you respect.
Well, and who
has some life
respects
experience.
you. Because I feel like the reason he was able to make you feel good and confident in it is because he respects you and supports you, I'm assuming, and is a fan of you. I think that that's like the housewives, their husbands aren't a fan of like them and like they aren't, you know, supporters of like, yeah, do your dumb dog food line. It's always like, you're dumb. Yeah. It's they want them out home with the kid. It's not like, yes,
is that true?
Do what you love.
I also think you've never said a mean word to me. Like, I'm not saying we don't fight, but I think you've never been like when someone shows, you know, as I've heard Oprah say, and maybe it was Maya Angelou who said it to her, like when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Like you're never been like from the beginning, like, you know who this person is even from the beginning. So if they're mean to you at the beginning, it's not going to get better. Mm-hmm. Like, I think they are who they are the first month. Like, that's the best it's going to get on some level, because that's when you're still in the honeymoon period and all that. Yeah. And I think, and you were also a good communicator from the beginning. Because I remember you were like, because you didn't really like to talk on the phone a lot. You didn't.
I still don't.
You still don't. I know. And I know that about you. But and so at first I would be like, this guy doesn't really like me. Like, he doesn't want to talk on the phone. And then you were like, hey, just so you know, I don't love talking on the phone. It's like, it makes me uncomfortable. So don't take that personally.
Well, that's like my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, what in Danielle made you feel good about the relationship?
I know that's where you want to go with this interview, but
let's hear about
I
Danielle.
would rather talk about their real question of how to snag the person.
What do you mean how to snag? That's
well,
a good
I want to answer this in a different way than you guys are.
Okay, say it. See,
you guys, because I feel like they're going to hear your answer and go, "Yeah, no kidding, I want that in a person." But it's like, where do I find that? Yeah. That's the problem.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I want to go back.
Everybody.
That's where I met my boyfriend in a UCB class.
Well, I want to digress to what that means, though, is a place, because I'm like, where do people meet? Because you don't want to meet at a fucking bar or an app, right?
Well, apps might be
people
okay.
do, but besides those two places, because all we had were bars, at least this generation has an app too, I guess, is common interest, and people have to, and I think it has to be beyond interest that you just do online, like talking to people on a message board or something you like. It has to be something in meet space in the real world where you are around people. You got to find some interest beyond your job, and that's where, that's basically where we met.
Our job.
Yeah. So. And
Casey met her husband at her job too.
And that can be uncool too. And that can screw things up, meeting people at your job. Then you break up and you're still at the job. So that's not the answer either. But so that means you got to go into the real world and into meet space, into where humans walk around and talk to each other, where you share a common interest. And that's the end.
Yeah, I think maybe if you don't want to meet someone at work, which I see why that happens, because A, you're spending time with these people you work with, and you have a common interest of you both wanted that job. So like there's that. But if you don't want someone in your job field, then I guess like taking up a hobby, you could meet someone, like taking an improv class, because you're going to meet people outside of what you're used to meeting. Plus there's like another community, or like taking a Tai Chi class or whatever, a cooking class, and then you meet people that way. I think
people meet each other at the gym that way too.
Or even...
I would hate to be approached
and
at the gym.
Even those are very proactive, like making it your own thing. Like, let's say you just want to listen to country music, like show up at the same country music bar every week, and you'll start to know people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's true. And that's very sweet.
That is good. Here's another question.
All right.
How do you make sure to get alone time for yourself without offending your partner?
You claim you're meditating.
That's what you do.
I do have to meditate.
You increase the amount of time it takes every time.
No, it's 20 minutes.
I gotta do my 40-minute meditation.
Always 20 minutes. It's always 20 minutes. And you're like, last week it was 10 minutes. I'm like, no, it's always been 20.
Last week it was 10 minutes.
Yes, I do talk 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
During my football game.
What would you say, Matt?
I don't think we have a problem with that, so I can't think of a strategy to give them.
I think we both
let me understand when that becomes a problem.
I think if they are like, I just need some space. Say you live together and maybe you guys like are always around each other when you're not at work or something, or maybe you don't have jobs. I don't know. But like, you know, a lot of people live in smaller spaces and, you know, we lived in a very small space for a very long time.
Oh my God, yes.
I do remember when
That's such more of a city problem.
No, I don't think so. I think people live in small places. I remember,
I guess, but in New York, you really are on top of each other.
I do remember when you first asked me to move in, I was like so excited, but then I said to my friend Terry, I was like, what am I going to do? Because I worked a lot at night and I waitress, but like, he's going to see me like watching Law and Order in the middle of the day? I just remember being like, he doesn't know like day me, like kind of lazy me. And I remember being nervous about that.
I feel like it's all communication, right? If you communicate like, hey, I need space, it's not about you, it's just about me, then they should be able to respect that. Mm-hmm. If they just start taking space without acknowledging why, then the partner is going to take it personal, feel like they're being avoidant of them. And so then they'll get mad and then their feelings will get hurt, I feel like. So if you just like say like, hey, I need to take space for my own self, it has nothing to do with you, that if they can't respect that, then you should be with that person.
Matt?
Yeah, I think this person needs to break up with whoever they're with right now.
Try communicating
It's weird you need
first.
so much space.
Yeah. You don't need any space from me?
Well, I just think, like you said, like, why are they around you? Are they on a submarine? Like, don't you have a job or a reason to be out of the house where you can get some space?
But it's a concern. I remember, again, it's nerve-wracking living with another person and, you know, like getting into each other's stuff. At first.
Well, you're very disorganized. I'm incredibly efficient.
Not true. Not true at all. April, any more questions from people?
I have one similar to Housewife. When my husband and I got married, the priest got sick, so we never actually said our vows. For a future anniversary, my husband suggested having a vow renewal.
No.
Will this doom our marriage? From Juliet.
That sounds very housewifey.
No, it is. Do not do it.
Yeah.
You know you love each other. Do it just with you two in front of nobody.
Yes.
Like, don't do it for anybody because then you're doing it for yourself. Don't do it to like excite the marriage or anything like that, because to me it means like we're looking for like other people to celebrate us and make our relationship feel valid. Don't have a camera there. Like, literally just do it for yourselves and then fine, do whatever the fuck you want. But if you call other people in, don't do it.
This is a harsh take.
I'm laying their
She's very
down.
positive about it too.
I've only seen it fail.
But what if it's just an excuse to have a party?
Then just have a fucking party.
Whoa!
Have a party.
So express your love at like birthday parties, maybe.
Yeah, I gave a lovely speech for your birthday this year at a birthday party I threw for you this year.
Yes, you did.
And it wasn't a marriage renewal. It was just a nice little party for you and some of your
I think some vows
friends.
could have been renewed. We could have.
No, I will never renew my vows with
There's
you.
some vows that you could have
Say it
thought
again.
about again.
Which one have I not subscribed to? Through sickness? Because when you're sick, I'm always like, yeah, anyway, bye. Bye.
Whoa.
Yes, that is a hard line in the sand, but I take it, I stand by it, and if you do it, you have doomed you and your husband to break up, and I'm sorry, but you have been warned.
Yep.
And I feel strongly about that, and I think you knew that, and I think you knew what I would feel, and that's why you asked.
Set
and
you up.
No, you wanted to be told the truth.
Right.
Whoa.
Whoa, coming in hot.
Yeah.
I feel strongly about some things, especially marriage.
That's like
renewals.
saying, no one sang me happy birthday on my birthday. It's 3 months later. Should I do it now?
Yeah, exactly. Sing it to yourself, bitch. Sing it to yourself.
Light your own damn candle.
Exactly. Anything else, Ape?
A lot of them are like, how did you find your husband?
Really? Everyone wants to know how I found this prize.
That's why I wanted to get to the snag part, because that's the ultimate problem. That's the real thing, is where you meet people.
I think you answered it. Here's a good one. Here's someone asked one.
Sucks.
I think this is an important one. How do you handle your partner's female friends who flirt with them in front of you? Do you not take it on, or best way to navigate that in a positive way?
Not take it on.
Do you not take it on? Matt was asking me the other day, he's like, what's not taking it on? I had to explain it to him. Yeah. So, Matt.
Have you experienced Danielle's friends flirting with you?
In front of me?
Her friends flirting with me?
Or your friends.
In your past, like
your,
past
your
relationship.
female friends flirting with you in front of me, or my male friends flirting with me in front of you?
I think I saw a little bit about that. I don't think you saw any of vice versa, for sure.
Have I seen girls flirting with you?
Yes.
I've seen girls making eyes at you, for sure.
Making eyes? Let me see what it looks like.
It was just like after a show, you'll no,
Let me
it's
look.
true.
Oh,
The audience can't see it, but they look like seduction eyes. But I definitely you'll come off of the stage, or we'll meet someone who'll be like, Matt Besser, you were so great tonight.
I think Danielle didn't have to experience that, because I don't like hugging people or touching anyone.
Yes, that is a blessing.
So I use her as almost a shield in general anyway. So I'm constantly pivoting.
The tiniest shield.
Pivoting her in front of anyone and everyone.
He does. He really
I
does.
don't think she's ever had to fear any vibes of flirtation.
No, I am lucky in that Matt is not a touchy-feely person. He's not a hugger to strangers or people he doesn't know well.
Right.
And so I never have to.
He's never hugged me.
No, I just don't hug people.
He doesn't. He doesn't like people touching him. It's even waitresses or waiters in a restaurant. They always touch Matt. And Matt's always like, why are they touching me? It's so weird. It's they know he doesn't want to be touched. And they beeline for him. It's
How are you doing, honey?
Yeah. And
Get
me,
your hand off my shoulder.
who I will touch anyone. I'll touch a dirty stranger on the street. I will touch anybody. They don't go near me. But Matt, it's they just know he doesn't want it and they go for it. But yeah, but I've definitely seen people making.
I've seen guys say something or where I feel like she's being naive. I'm do you not see that guy's talking to you because of this reason or that kind of thing? I can't think of any example offhand, but I know I have.
And what does it make you feel?
But I don't. And maybe in the first year of dating, I saw guys not realizing we were dating and flirting with her. I can remember this one guy very early on.
Was it the guy from The Daily Show? Matt had heard some rumor that some guy from The Daily Show who was on The Daily Show who I'd never met was my boyfriend.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know that person.
Do you ever feel jealous? Have you ever felt jealous during that or even in past relationships?
Do you remember me ever being that
No,
way?
I don't think so. I think we've made it clear to each other that neither of us are going anywhere. But I have been jealous when I've seen other people like you. I'm who's that bitch think she is? But I don't think I've also as long as Matt hasn't been ooh, that girl was pretty or whatever, that girl was cool. I've never said anything to you.
What was the question though?
The question was, how do you deal with someone flirting with your boyfriend's friends, flirting with him in front of you?
I wish I had an example because I feel like if it was really strong, I'd go, hey man, back off. I would make no bones about it. If it was if someone's really coming on strong to you.
But if it was just a flirtation and you saw what you thought was one of my guy friends flirting with me,
I would fucking kill him.
That is the right answer.
I don't even know what you mean by that. When your guy friends, just flirting, I'd be like, well, I want to fucking kill him. What are you talking about?
If I saw one of your female friends flirting with you at the beginning of our relationship, I think I would have been very jealous and probably not said anything unless I thought it was truly you were flirting back. And then I think I would have said, hey, that makes me feel bad. Do you like this person?
I don't even know how to do that.
Well, and I feel like you guys are also in the UCB community and in the improv community, you're constantly around new people and going on to festivals and doing late shows and whatever. And that's could be annoying if you were are you flirting with the person on your team? That sucks.
Yeah, I think I would confront a friend. If I didn't think if I didn't think you were flirting back, I'd just be like, that person is desperate for you and it's really gross.
Yeah.
Or if I thought you were flirting back, I think I would say you're making me uncomfortable. That's really disrespectful. If you like that person, then we need to talk. And if you don't, don't flirt back with them.
I only perform when it's a female with women who are married and I'm not attracted to. As a
Called
rule.
Pence performing.
That's good.
It's called Pence performing, and you subscribe to that. So I think that's our question. Just communication and don't be friends.
I thought my advice was fucking kill them.
Yeah.
Fucking kill them. I do
Tell them
believe
to
you'd
back
fucking
the
kill
fuck
them.
up.
Do we have time for any more questions, Abe?
Maybe one more.
One more.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
get the juiciest one.
The juiciest one. I'm going to find it.
I'll ask a question.
Okay.
Did you guys ever experience like just hard times where you felt like things were just crunchy? Like even though you weren't going to break up, but it just like communication was off, or you just were like mentally in different places, and like how you kind of got through those times, or maybe even after like your daughter was born or whatever, like when things are just like suddenly hard and tough, and like how you got through that.
No. No, I'm kidding. No, one time Matt said something to me that really made everything easier. And I'm not saying we never have hard times or times we're not communicating as well, or we're on different pages, or when you have kids, it's a totally other thing. Because this new person that you both have to make kind of the priority in your life, like, enters into the picture. But I am a person that decides he thinks something. I do. I'm like, well, he's thinking this and I'm thinking this. And I said, well, you're thinking this. And he's like, no, I'm not. If I were thinking that, I'd say that. You were like, I'm never, you said to me, you're making up in your mind what I'm thinking. And I haven't said that to you. I will tell you what I'm thinking. And that to me was like, oh, okay. Like it helped me just like not make up the stories in my head.
Yeah.
Because I can go there and
I think people can really snowball.
Yeah, and decide what's happening in our relationship when he's not doing that at all.
I don't think there has been a long period of badness, honestly.
No.
But like, I think the old one that my mom tried to do, not just with my dad, but with us, was just don't go to bed mad, and that keeps things from rolling.
Yeah.
And snowballing, becoming a big thing.
I don't know how people sleep when they're mad.
Yeah.
I just like lay awake.
We've done it, but I have a terrible sleep.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. We usually try and make up before.
Come to some place at least.
And we have sex every night,
Right.
as Matt said.
I
So
know.
it's hard to fuck angry. I mean, sometimes that goes great. But
Try putting on those overalls without anything else.
Yeah. Maybe
Try
one
that.
strap
fight is
buckle.
over. So that is our advice. Fuck angry.
Yep. Ooh.
Don't go to bed angry.
Sexual.
And wear overalls with no shirt.
Try it out, folks. See what you find. Go to a country concert.
Matt, April, thank you so much for this boys sesh, I want to call it. We're calling it.
Okay.
Any parting words that you'd like to say? And
Any
Matt
plugs?
has a podcast, everybody, Improv for Humans. I know a lot of you have listened to it already and do listen.
We did a special episode together
Yes, that also talks
very
about
recently.
it talks about our relationship on it more. If you're
And
interested,
Housewives.
we do talk
We
about
had a
housewives.
Housewives scene.
Yeah, we sure do.
I like that.
Parting words. Like, I think I gave my best advice. I feel for everybody. Like, I really do. I point to my friends who are alone all the time or don't have someone. And I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I was them. I feel very lucky to met someone as special and as wonderful
What?
Sobs.
as this woman to my left.
You talking about April?
I wish.
She tries to undercut a really nice moment, but right now,
You're not going to let it happen.
this one, there's only one love for me, and I'm so lucky that I met her.
He's crying.
One quick question, actually. As a man,
Are you kidding me? That was my throw
I
down
know.
the mic
I'm sorry.
moment.
Well,
and
it
you're
just
gonna,
reminded me-
One more question.
just
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
It just reminded me, like, as a man, I feel like the trouble is men are lacking interest in committing, especially of late. It feels like that is the common issue I find with like friends who are
Committing mean getting married or
not even just getting married, but just like
long-term
committing to a long-term relationship. And I just wonder if you have advice for those men.
Well, this is my MO. I don't just jump into someone. Like, I knew Danielle not well, but at least pretty well. I've never been into I've never met someone at a bar, for instance. I don't know if I'd be able to do the app culture. But I didn't date very often either. So I'm not good with that advice in general, probably. And I feel for people. I don't know.
Yeah. And, you know, like Matt has always, I have to say, like, I remember when you said, like, I didn't know if we were exclusive or not. We were dating and stuff. And then someone had sexually harassed me at work and you were pissed. I came home and I told you about this at my waitressing job. They had shown me their penis. Oh, God. As a joke. And I was upset by it. And you said, tell them your boyfriend is fucking pissed. And if they do that again, I'm going to come and kick their ass. And all I heard was, my boyfriend. So, you know, that was the moment I knew we were
in it for the long haul.
Yeah. I had literally forgot about the sexual harassment. I was like, he said he was my boyfriend.
It took another man's penis.
Yeah, it took another man's penis to show me the truth.
Great.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye.
Premium.